Yo, JD here, and as you can see, we are back on F1 22 as always, and in today's video we return with some league racing action, this time for round 14 of BRS, the British Racing Series at Suzuka, which is a track that I've had kind of mixed fortunes on in the past, but it's one that I've always thoroughly enjoyed. And I haven't really uploaded my past couple of races from this league because, to be honest, they just haven't really gone my way. Getting damaged on that one and just didn't really find them entertaining. And I think it's no secret, and I'll say it here now, if you haven't been watching my videos recently, been a little bit demotivated for this game, just haven't really been enjoying it that much at all. And as I said before, I think everyone kind of gets to the stage when you've been playing the game for a few months or something like that. But for me, I just haven't really enjoyed how this game has been progressing with the updates and how it feels with the force feedback. And I felt like I've been driving actually quite well for a lot of the time, but sometimes it's been my own fault, but other times I feel been quite unlucky as well. But I'll put the standings at the end of this video, but Mr. FRA Elite, who is Otis Lawrence, is quite comfortably clear in this championship. We're still in P2 because we have had quite a few consistent results in this championship. A lot of second places. I think Elite has pretty much won almost every race he has done. And this up here, we were struggling actually quite a lot in the practice, mainly because we just haven't really been putting that much practice into the races itself. But we're struggling to find the pace. You can see we're upping or down in P10 at the moment, and we're definitely on a much better lap here. But I knew there was still quite a bit of time to find in this last sector, so trying to use the high gears to our advantage and actually getting a really good exit coming off this hairpin, now coming into the spoon section, one of my favourite sequence corners on the F1 calendar, and going for here, really using the curb here nice and early. And looks like there's a car here, and it looks like it's Goxie, who I think gave me a slipstream at some other tracks as well, an absolute legend, as Elite does a 27.9, but this slipstream is actually gaining me quite a bit of time. It's gaining me probably say around a 10th here. Going through into chicane, I knew I could gain quite a bit of time than I did on my previous laps, and you can see gaining the time here and going across the line. What is this going to be? It's a 28.4, quite close to a 3. That's P3 provisionally at the moment, but you can hear me say, or you can't quite hear me say
27.9. What the hell?
Yeah, and what the hell indeed. That is an insane time from Elite. And you can see, I felt like my pace compared to everyone else was pretty good, but Elite is just Elite himself. He is just on a completely different level on this platform. And yeah, I was actually fairly happy with that lap there. That was actually my PB in the practice. But you can see it's a wet start. Can't really hear me on the microphone during the race because I am getting a new one for my next stream, so don't worry about that. So we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights here. My teammate is up ahead of me, and we were running a little bit of a lower downforce setup, so we've got a bit of a poor start in these conditions. Trying to go around the outside here, so leaving plenty of space on this inside. You can see Choco has got the move done. Skitzer is up ahead as well, but you're about to find out now as we go through into here. He's about to make contact with the Mercedes, and when that happens, yeah, you could always say you could do better, but in the moment, it was pretty difficult to react to that, and that's half our front wing gone completely. And that's kind of the story of my last few races I've been doing, just been getting damage. And yeah, whether you want to say you could avoid that or not, I think in a lot of cases I felt like there wasn't really too much I could do, because we're about to give you a little bit of a flashback going to the last race at Mexico. So I haven't uploaded this full race mainly because of this. So turn 1, we actually get quite a good start, starting on a different strategy here. So starting on the mediums, and Nick, yeah, nowhere really to go there, which is, I guess, fair enough. He is the car ahead. But now coming to you can see there's a huge gap behind us, so no one close to us at all. We're trying to go around the outside, and then PSR Levi drives into Nick, who then drives into me, and you're about to hear from my engineer on the exit of this.
I've got damage.
And yeah, you're about to see as we pop up here. That's the race over, and there wasn't actually a safety car for the rest of that race. So yeah, the race is over before it's really even begun, and the same thing has happened here. And I think this is kind of adding to why I've been feeling a bit demotivated. Just things haven't really been going my way, and no, I'm no secret to this, or no stranger to this. Sorry, I've been league racing since 2010, and there's always periods where the momentum kind of feels like it's against you, and that's just another one of those moments. I've had it on the last game, I had it on F1 2020, 2019, 18, 17, all those games. It's just a phase that people go through, but no, eventually the momentum will swing by your way. But I'm definitely quite interested to try other games now, such as iRacing, Assetto Corsa iRacing. I'm actually planning to get into a lot more next week, because the online of iRacing, I know there are some things you can say aren't as good about it, but from what I've seen and speaking to a lot of people who have been playing it quite extensively, I'm quite looking forward to just trying something different. And no, I read the comments here. I know a lot of people have been suggesting that as well, and that's definitely something I'm going to do, because not to say I hate playing this game, but right now I'm just not a fan of how the handling is, and just the RNG factor of it as well at times, which I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about. It just doesn't feel that satisfying to play for me, and just want to play something else where I feel a little bit more connected to, and just a breath of fresh air a little bit. But you can see in this race here, we've got that wing damage. We're trying to stay out as long as I can, because the weather is due to be turning dry at some point, and you can see, look at the time we have lost compared to everyone else. It is absolutely insane. We're 15 seconds behind FRA Kai. When you get a damaged wing in this game, especially in wet conditions, yeah, you're losing a hell of a lot of lap time. So I think we're losing quite close to maybe even three or so seconds a lap, which is insane. But obviously, because the ERS is so powerful and the slipstream's not that powerful, the cars behind me are having a really hard time actually overtaking me as well, which is part of the balancing of the ERS, the slipstream, the DRS is something I think could have been tweaked quite a lot more, because it just makes it so hard for people to overtake. And that's why I think, as you saw at the start of these races, people tend to be quite aggressive, because they know they have to kind of get their elbows out if they want to make any form of progress. And now I'm lapping 3 seconds lap slower here, and Skitzer, the guy who had that contact at the start, he was really struggling to get past me. But once he has got past me, you'll see that he is absolutely going to pull away very quickly, and you can already see he's broken out of a second for the rest of his lap. Osasan's a 38.3. Let's see what kind of lap time we're doing. You can see we're just holding up a whole train of cars, and it's not easy for them to overtake me, because the overtake button is just so powerful, and it requires moves such as this where you're having to be quite aggressive, quite forceful. And yeah, maybe that's why not just in this league, but I've seen other leagues as well, a lot of drivers have been very aggressive with each other, and the quality of racing I think at the moment hasn't been as good in this game as it has been for the previous ones itself. So I'm definitely excited to try something different. And you know, a lot of people say as well, why don't you just play the game or practice more? I simply just don't want to, and that's because I'm just not enjoying it. So yeah, myself to blame, I guess. But if you're not enjoying something, you're probably not really that motivated to do it. And on this channel, I always want to do things I enjoy. That's why I don't do career mode, although I know probably a lot of people would maybe enjoy watching it as well. But I've tried to always do things because I actually enjoy them. and that's probably something I'll be sticking with for the future itself. As you can see, someone else has gone off here, so we're still in 8th place, which is a bit of a miracle at this stage of the race itself. Mark Sosa does a 37.9, and what are we going to do? It's going to be a 40.3, so almost quite close to being 3 seconds off the pace with this damage. But you can see the rain is starting to ease, so dry conditions are starting to come back, which is kind of helping my situation a little bit more. It's coming through into here. We're actually going to box this lap, so we tried to stay out as long as I possibly could. And going to here, we're going to change our front wing now, as the safety car has now come out as well, which is almost perfect timing. If we actually went on another lap, that would have been even better, but certainly not a bad thing that we've gone into the pits now. Now we can get that new front wing and maybe, just maybe, get ourselves back in this race, as my teammate pits behind me. Looks like there's a couple of cars coming down here, so let's see where we do come out. And there are some people up ahead who do have penalties as well, and some people have already pitted for the mediums. And we're going to come out in P9, which really isn't too bad at all things considering. So we'll go overtake the safety car here and skip on ahead to when it does decide to come in. So we're actually now up into P8 because someone else has pitted as well. And you can see Axiano up ahead has a 5-second penalty. Some people behind have a penalty as well. So we're going to get ready to race here. We do have a lap fresh in mediums and quite a lot of these guys here, but whoever's in the lead of this race, who I think is FRA Elite, is going very, very slowly. Really, really slowly. And as usual, we don't get a great restart, something we've been pretty poor at when we've been doing that in the past. So we're going to go try and go around the outside. You can see there's damage up ahead. So again, a lot of drivers being very impatient here. So trying to go side by side through this sequence because they have to. And going through here, making a bit of contact again. So our teammate is pushing me out wide. So just barging his way through. And now that's just put us back into P11. Almost losing the car again. So trying to go around the outside of my teammate, who again is trying to make a bit of contact to me. But we just about get that move done. You can see these two guys going up side by side up ahead here. So we get track invalidation and just about surviving up into the P10. Let's see what happens. So my teammate, is he going to go down the inside? Answer is no. And trying to get a good run coming off this hairpin. And our straight line speed was pretty good here, but it looks like my teammate has some pretty good ones now. It's not my regular teammate. This is someone who just came in as a reserve himself. And coming through Spoon, trying to get a good exit coming off here, but the ERS is so powerful, so everyone can just simply just defend. As Jito DV, looks like he isn't really using his at this stage, but there really is nowhere to go here, so having to do quite a big lift as we go through 130R. Was thinking about going down the inside here, but he does have a time penalty, so don't need to be taking too many risks. It looks like someone else has gone off the track. You see FR Elite has already broken that 1 second mark from everyone else. And going down straight, looks like my teammate has got a lot of strength and speed. Looks like the guys up ahead are breaking really, really late, but then my teammate goes down the inside, and yeah, more contact from cars up ahead. So we're trying to go around the outside of this AlphaTauri, and then coming into here, you can see I felt like I was pretty far alongside here, but then coming into here, that gap just closes itself. And I don't know, let me know what you think, because obviously being it myself, I'm going to probably be a little bit more biased, but I felt like I was entitled to maybe a little bit more room there. I know it's a very fast corner, so it's quite hard to react at the time, but yeah, I felt like I was almost alongside there, and then the door shut very, very quickly, so I don't know. Let me know what you think of that. But at this stage, with all this happening, we're back into P15, and yeah, we're just kind of just lost interest in this race, if I'm being honest, and that's not something I really want to say, especially when I've been loving playing these games for so many years, but I just feel that the excitement factor right now just isn't there. And maybe it's just me. I know there's a lot of people out there who probably thoroughly enjoy this game and get quite excited to jump on and play it, but no, for the amount of F1 games I've been playing, I feel like this is one where it just hasn't had that excitement factor, and I really wish they didn't change anything at the start of the game. And it wasn't because I was even better at it or anything at all. I feel I'm still at the same level as I was then, but it just felt a lot more satisfying to play, and I don't really care if it's not realistic or anything at all, but just having a better balancing with the handling, how you can actually battle people. And yeah, maybe it's just me, but let me know what you think of this game so far itself. But we're going to go into the pits, and then our teammate decides to overtake us going in, which kind of puts the cherry on the cake. So yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I'm not really going to say anything, to be honest. I didn't really care that much at the time at this point during the race. So yeah, I'm not really sure if my teammate's doing that intentional or what he's doing. And then he spawns out ahead of me, although, yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. And we get a 5-second penalty because of that as well. So you can't hear me in the mic because my mic wasn't really working during the stream itself. But we weren't that happy about it. But we're not going to let it ruin our day. So we're actually going to just pit the next lap and get rid of this 5-second penalty. So we actually do go on another set of soft tyres. So we will have a lap fresher tyres as well, which isn't too much of a bad thing. And at this stage, I didn't realise that I was going to serve my 5-second penalty, so I just wasn't really focused on the race at this point. But yeah, we then serve that 5-second penalty, and we have a lap fresher tyre. So ultimately, it's not actually, we didn't really lose out that much in the end, personally. So, but yeah, this has definitely been a race to forget. And after a promising qualifying, after what happened on that one, kind of just turned our race around. And yeah, we're going to start the race here. So we've got 2 laps of racing to go, and Jito DV still has that time penalty. And with the straight on speed, we should be able to get that move done. Comment here, our teammate. I'm not sure what our teammate was really doing in this race, to be honest. I don't know if he was... I have no idea. You can let me know what you think, but I don't know. Maybe he was just trying to have some battles or something like that. But yeah, we're not really in a fight for the constructors in this championship anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. It's not like real life where you actually want your teammates to be working together too much. But we're up into P13. I feel there's some people up ahead of me who do have some time penalties itself. It's quite a big long train at the moment, so we're just going to try and save our ERS for this final lap. But we decide to go down the inside. But then if you watch the traction, if they've watched my throttle application here, in 5th gear we've just lost the car.
Why am I getting fucking wheel spin there, man?
And yeah, we did turn down the diff to 55, which will punish you on the traction a bit more, so you won't get as good traction performance. But that's the kind of thing I mean, the RNG factor. In 5th gear you're getting wheel spin when you're already almost on full throttle. It just, sometimes that doesn't happen, sometimes it does. And I don't know if it's my driving or just something, but just the inconsistent factor in this game is something that's kind of really drained the experience for me. And again, I don't really want to be negative in videos and stuff as well, but I'm just telling you how it is for me. And I know it might be very, very different for other people, so hopefully this doesn't come across as ranting or anything like that. But you know, I'm always just trying to be how it feels for me personally, not trying to sugarcoat things or anything like that at all. But you can see we were trying to go for the fastest lap here, but then we got caught behind JH06, who looks like he's got a 6-second penalty and he's got a broken wing, but he was still trying to stay ahead of us there. So we'll go use all the rest of our ERS. And actually FRA Elite Otis spun after the safety car, so Skitzer, the guy who made the contact with the Mercedes to give me damage at the start, had actually won the race himself, and he started behind us. So FRA Elite, showing that he's actually human, he actually made a mistake under the safety car, did a full spin under the safety car, so that's just a complete mistake. And after this race, I didn't even bother reporting anyone, Skitzer or anything like that at all. I just kind of just really just had enough. And
Yeah, the track still must be.
yeah, I think for the future, we'll still be playing this game, of course, because I still enjoy doing the open lobbies and everything such as that. But I think it's time to actually give some other games a go. So iRacing is probably going to be one of those main games. So hopefully you will enjoy seeing some more videos on iRacing. Let me know if there's any other things or any other games you want me to play as well. But thank you so much for watching and tuning in, supporting the videos as always. Honestly, it really does mean a lot to me. And yeah, just let me know what your thoughts are of this game as well. So standings probably will be up on the screen here if you want to check it out. But thank you so much, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.